All right. Sorry to those of you that were in the last stream I just started. I had some issues with it. I guess it went live and somehow the chat was disabled. So, welcome to the live stream. It's brought to you by Sporlan and Solderweld. There we go. Yeah, guys, that's what I get for trying to do it differently. I tried to do it in advance the way a lot of the other channels do, and yeah, I screwed that one up. So I'm gonna do it the way I'm used to, which is just winging it, going live. So that's Zach Ciota right there, probably calling me to tell me what I did wrong. So, by the way, if you guys are watching this after the fact, after it's done being live, well, make sure if you're gonna watch it, if you go down to where the thumbs up and thumbs down are, there's a live chat button. Click that button. That way you can watch the live stream or the chat as it happened. So it won't be so boring watching me look at the screen and strain to read comments that you're not even able to see yourself. So click that live chat button. I probably won't leave this up too long after it's posted. I don't really seem to get the vibe that people really watch live streams too much after they happen. It's kind of something's got to happen in the moment. So yeah, guys, welcome. Thanks for giving it another shot here and coming over to this one. If you guys were waiting in the other one, I didn't have the chat enabled. So let's see. There we go. Zach, oh, first time caller. Yeah, I figured you were just calling me to tell me how to get the chat enabled. So I started from scratch, started over. So, anyways, I wanted to come on here. Well, first of all, because I'm bored. And I don't know. Once the chat built up a little bit, I wanted to ask you guys some questions, get to know you guys a little bit. You guys give me tons of questions, but all I see for the most part is, avatars and screen names, handles. Um, One thing I'm real curious is where everyone's from, but I'm going to wait until we get a few more people in here. We got about 40 right now, but what's going on, Chris Stevens? Nice job last night going live. You did better than I did. I didn't even have the chat enabled. So, um, Joshua, Anthony, Matt, Kangaroo God, WR Hunt Reviews, Tom Stevenson, Jonathan, David, Dirtbags. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, it is a little stressful, Chris. It is. What did everybody get into this week? I was stuck at a hospital way out in Eastern Kentucky. So, ripping out a multi-split from a CT scan room. So no filming and not really any good content anyway from that. So it's a real cluster down there. They had a multi-split put in not too long ago, never worked right. And I believe that's likely due to the inner tube sized magnet in the middle of the room. Doesn't really play nice with the communication wiring of that type of equipment. So hospital got fed up. Hospital wants the multi-split, the high-end multi-split ripped out and a traditional DX split system put in its place. So that's what I'm down there doing. Yep, change outs. Zach, yep, me too. That's what I'm up to this last week. Wow, we got some people already rolling in where they're from. I'm going to ask again in a little while if we get some more people in, but man, New Hampshire, Washington, California, Nashville, Northfield, Ohio, Bakersfield, Brunswick, New Jersey, Bangor, Maine. I went to Jason, Bangor. That's where the airport's at, right? Probably the one airport up there. I flew out of there in 2007. Went to Ireland and then from Ireland to Kuwait and Kuwait to Fallujah. So didn't spend much time in Bangor. It was nighttime, but WR Hunt Review, you'll get there, man. Hey, filter changes keeps us busy, so don't worry about it. And that's a great time in your career to get to know that equipment, especially if you're at contracts that you can get it done a little bit quicker than normal. It's already paid for. You're there. You can spend an extra couple minutes probably with each unit, just going through it, uh, thumbing through the literature if it's in the cabinet, taking some readings of stuff. Hunt and review, that really is an opportunity in your career I wouldn't um, squander. Take advantage of that, because once they start throwing you at service calls, even though they say that's the best time to learn, that's also um, not always the best environment to try to do it in. You got to get it done quick. You don't have time to play around the way you can do it in a relaxed environment during PMs. You know what I mean? Normal service calls. Yeah. Well, Chris, that probably gave you some great content opportunities then. Um, HVAC school all week. Learned a lot. Well, that's cool, Matt. Germany or Ireland? So Germany and Ireland, Sammy. I did both. I stopped in Germany, and then another time I stopped in was it I don't even remember I don't even remember what city it was in Ireland because I didn't get to go anywhere. Just went to the airport. Um, can I explain commercial install HVAC? I need a little more specific than that, Victor, but um, I can try my best after I hear something better or more direct. Mando Coronado, I appreciate that, man. That's cool. What do you do? If you don't mind me asking, that um, has you intrigued in a channel like mine? If you're not doing HVAC, tactical sheet stains, leaving the army in 3 days. Thank you for your videos. I got it. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you've got to check out the channel before you EAS. Take advantage of your GI Bill. Even if you've got your first job, I'd go to night school. I'd collect that BAH and I'd get some, academic training in conjunction with your likely helper position, if I had to guess, unless you do heating and air already in the Army. Is my beard in here? Someone just said, Albert, it's your beard. What's my beard? Unless you're referring to the YouTube channel, AK's beard. And that's not a joke. It exists. Shannon, that's what it is. You're right, Sammy. It was Shannon, Ireland. I couldn't remember that for the life of me, but that was definitely it. Why they like McCabe? Yeah, I'm getting my plumbing license here probably November, December. So, but I enrolled in a prep class going over the code book. Brutal, brutal. I don't do. I don't. I'm not a plumber really. I don't do a ton of plumbing work, but um, so going over a bunch of code that's going to be in a closed book test for something I don't do every day. It's testing me, that's for sure. HVAC noob. It just depends how you look at it, but you know, challenging in some ways, yes. Plumbing, being a plumber is probably at times more physically difficult of a trade. Eric M, I absolutely recommend that. That's why I tell everybody, every vet that emails me, um, I would absolutely go to a 2-year. If you have a program local, do it. It's going to get paid for. Why not? Why wouldn't you? School's not for everybody, and I never advocate that everybody has to go to school or can only be a good tech if they go to school. There's obviously so many techs that are great at their job, but it would be silly to squander an opportunity to do it for free. It certainly can't hurt you in your journey to better understanding. Uh, Hunt review. Yep. Tommy Walker. That's the class I'm in right now. It's Tommy Walker. And yes, you're right. He is the way to go. Oh, it's Wes. That's right. I know who you are. Can't stand plumbing. First rule, don't bite your nails. Yes. Uh, Phoenix, Arizona, JCI branch. Andrew Perez. It's funny. I went to a class for JCI out in Phoenix at the community college. They have a little JCI training center there, and when I went down, for whatever reason, my itinerary had the address for the JCI Phoenix branch. So I showed up there like 7 in the morning. Service managers and, dispatch in the office, they're all looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm here for class. And they're like, well, you can go in the break room and have a donut or something if you want, but there's no class here. So I ended up being late my first day to the real class because I had no idea, and I had to go all the way back. It took me a while to get back. Um, do plumbing and heating. Also went to school to be an electrician. I envy that, Jason. That's my plan too. I'd love to get all three of those licenses at some point. Uh, Sammy, yeah, I'm having it right now. Strong magnets or transient affecting common units. Yeah, that's why I'm ripping out that unit at the hospital. It's in a CT scan room, and it's you know uh, DC on the communication line, and it will not work. It will not start. It's stuck in a communication error from the time it was installed. So we are having to rip that out. Like I said, that CT scan machine, it's like the size of an inner tube. I'm pretty sure it's a magnet in there, but I might be wrong. But yes, transformers, ballasts, magnets, all of that will wreak havoc on a um, ductless system like that. Uh, by the way, you guys saw Solder World came out with their new little kind of EDC kit for brazing. You guys definitely want to check that out. Um, I think it went on sale yesterday. It hit the market yesterday. I think Friday. Very cool kit. It's got kind of a sampling of all their products in one of these orange tubes, these watertight hard plastic tubes. So you get 15% off if you use the little Halloween promo code they have. But I think they forgot. If you just use AKHVAC, you get 20% off. So check that out, guys. It comes with well, I'll have to pull it up in a minute. It they laid it all out on Facebook what everything it comes with, but it's gonna come with, the alloy soy and the multi-sol and the um their 15% brazing rod, I think a wire brush, and a couple other little things there. Very cool kit. Um, yeah, the JCI Institute is at Gateway College. That's what it was. That's what it was. Somebody definitely messed up on that itinerary, Andrew, because yeah, I went to the actual JCI branch. Um, that was like almost 3 years ago, though. So hopefully they got it straightened out now. Do I have a plan? Uh, Merchandise? I don't know. I don't know, Chris. I I don't know what I would sell. I mean, um, I'm not as I don't know. You go like Steve Lav, he's got merchandise, but it's hilarious. It's great because he's got years of everybody knowing and imitating his catchphrases, the things he says when he's on the job, and it's like he's got like the perfect opportunity there to come up with a line of merchandise or podcast stuff like that. um I don't know that a single like a guy like me just having a t-shirt that said AKHVAC, um I don't really see it being a very viable thing. But podcast, we'll see about that, man. You may know about that in 48 hours. I really don't know. But yes, I am interested in that idea. um I just was never sure if it was something I wanted to do by myself, if I had the time to produce one from the ground up, or if I alone had enough content to have a full separate podcast in addition to the channel. And how would I decide what to split between an audio and a video format, that kind of thing. I could see having one because we're short a refrigeration podcast. So I would venture to say, and I already have said in some of my circles, that I I have my money on you having a podcast before Christmas. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but let's see. Sell beard hair. I could sell beard hair. Yeah, that'd be cool. Um, let's see. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Now my chat just disappeared. Now, oh, my beard is in the chat, guys. And Zach, he didn't like your comment there. I already had to check him last week. He was trolling me in my own video. So I did subscribe to the Gillette YouTube channel to send a message. Um, you know, nobody's irreplaceable. I could shave at any time. Um, come out with my own brand of beard oil. First of all, I don't use beard oil, believe it or not. And I see all these guys that have 2-week beards and they're going on Instagram or they're going on Facebook and they're buying all these sweet smelling, pine cone oils and they're lathering their faces. You don't need that. It doesn't make your beard grow any better. I don't put any products in my beard. But if I did, it'd be like POE or something badass like that. I'd listen if you did. I feel the same as you. I'm not super confident in my abilities. It's just something you work at, man. just getting out and doing it is more than most people will do. So you'll be surprised at the response. I mean, look, you went live yesterday. You had a good little chunk of people in there, man. So you're a regular dude just like me. Go for it. It's wide open. Don't know anything about Baker Distributing Company, Jacob. Um, and again, guys, I'm really sorry if I'm skipping over any questions or anything like that. I'm trying to scan as best I can, but I will go back to this and do a video like I did earlier last week. So I will collect some of those good questions that fall between the cracks and make a nice produced video for you guys to get some of those good ones in. Chris Stevens, swear to God, I have no idea who the beard is. I have no idea who made that. It is pretty funny though. Grab some Croyle. Yeah, Croyle would do it. Can't grow a beard or mustache. Stop shaving, dude. Everyone thinks that. Even if you got patches. I don't if I showed you guys pictures of me before I had a beard and I had a little bit of stubble, you'd be like, there's no way that dude was able to grow a beard like that thick. Eventually, if you have like say you got a weak area on your cheek and you got some hair up here, eventually that hair grows over the patch. So it's a time game. You just got to stop shaving and eventually you will have a beard or a mustache. Surprised by the live stream response. There's a demand for it, man. Satisfy it, fill it. There's people out there they want to hang out, they want to do this stuff. So in fact, in a minute here, I'll ask if any of you guys want to come in here. I did make this. No, damn it, this one isn't the first one I had up a little while ago. That was a Google Hangout, and that's another reason why I set it up that way, because I wanted some of you guys to be able to jump in here tonight. But again, obviously I screwed that up and there was no chat. So I had to scrap that. And now I'm just doing a regular direct live stream. I don't think I can have anybody on tonight. Let's see. Eric Goldhammer, as of like 2 hours ago, I believe I approved everybody that was pending membership in vehicle layouts. Mike D, staying cool in the trade. First of all, water consumption is the most important. But then in addition to that, it's a perfect segue for me to tell you to go visit the Ergodyne website. Okay. So Ergodyne is like top of the line comfort and safety for the building trades. So they have like probably 700 products. They have an amazing catalog. They have an amazing website. And they've got every kind of that material that you can soak in some ice water and wrap it around your head. They've got that safety vests with that kind of material built in that you can soak in ice water. They've got like let me pull this up. They've got hydration packs. Like this is their Camelback. They've got these hard hat things. These things will strap up into your hard hat harness and you can stay cool that way. Another thing that isn't name brand related, just wearing actually loose fitting long sleeves when you're in the real bad sun. It sounds counterintuitive, but it will keep you from baking. What's going on, Billy? Glad to see you in here again, man. Appreciate it. Um, let's see. Uh, yeah, it's a good idea, Chris. I might do that next time. I kind of panicked because once I was live, I started, you know, you kind of lose your cool on trying to. I started scrambling around and I just canceled it. Let's see. Yeah, Zach, I'm going to talk to you later on about that. Might have to get that going. Let's see. Appreciate it, man. Oh, and Mike D again with Ergodyne, 20% off. Use AKHVAC. You get 20% off all that stuff. So you do that at checkout on their website and you're good to go. They're also the ones that sell those glasses I showed you all last week. Those awesome anti-fog glasses. That's another thing that'll help you in the heat. Getting your glasses all fogged up and everything. What's going on, Matt Mitchell? Good to see you in here, man. Haven't seen you, talked to you in a while. Let's see. Those wraps. Yeah, and Justin Edmonds. I agree. They are great. Um, got my state contractor license, but behind in service. Any suggestions? Uh, any suggest? What do you mean you're behind in service? You mean like you got a backlog of calls, or you mean you're behind in learning how to perform service? Um, let's see. Yeah, good point, Zach. Zach Wood, or Zach Ciota, what he just said about I do have a video about all the books that were the most impactful for me when I was kind of learning and coming up. So you can check that video out in the Greenhorn playlist there, if that's what you meant. But the way you worded that, it might have meant you had a backlog. What do you do if you're behind with your service calls? I'm not really sure. Um, Best brands and units. I don't really get into that. Anybody else in the chat, you guys can say what your best brands are. I work for one, so 1 gallon Arctic jug. Yeah, anything to keep yourself hydrated is going to be the number one there. Um, you can take the panel off the supply cabinet. I've done that a million times. I do that in the winter too. Steal some heat. Um, I appreciate that, Benny. You have many leather bound books. Well, that's good, Matt. Um, do they smell of rich mahogany? Yeah, that too. If I get to the point of being behind, any suggestions? Uh, I'm a mechanic, man. I don't know. That's more of a business side to that. I mean, first thing that pop into my head would be to hire more people, but um, anybody who owns a business with employees, if you want to jump in on that, on what to do if you're behind on service calls. Um, Chris, I've been waiting to do that for a while. It's I was gonna wait until I got a little bit bigger before I did that. To me, it seems kind of um, what's the word? Pretentious. I didn't want to, have a small audience and start doing all this. Oh, look at my fancy stuff or this or that on how I make videos. But I have gotten a lot of questions, so I'll probably do a video soon, one day that just kind of shows my setup, my workflow, kind of how I get through um a day of shooting videos because it does get better and better as time goes on. I have managed to streamline it. It used to take me 2 days to make one of those videos that had a lot of slow motion and effects and music and stuff. And I've got it down. I can usually get it down to 3 or 4 hours now. Um, let's see. Matt, you are kind of a big deal, bro. Oh, let's see. 16. Going to your first shadow next week. That's awesome, Chase, man. That's cool. So you're gonna actually ride with a technician on on some service calls or something like that. That's a great opportunity. Soak that up. Ask a million questions. Um, By the way, let's see. We've got 75. If you guys really quick, we've almost doubled uh the chat since I started. If you guys throw in the live chat where you're from. I'm dying to know if it leans toward a certain part of the country or if we're from all over the place. I know we had some Ohio and Maine, Tennessee, stuff like that. If you guys would just throw in there real quick, I'm very curious. It's actually part of why I did the live stream tonight. Um, when are you having another chance to work with your brother-in-law that owns his own refrigeration company? You know what? He's offered me a few times and it just hasn't worked out on my end, but he's certainly open to that, I think, at times. He's called me several times with when he's been in the middle of walk-in installs. You know, he puts together the boxes and then he installs the mechanical and stuff like that. So that's definitely something I would love to do some more of. I did do a video with him a month or so ago, showing his new ProMaster City, the Dodge vans. Um, but yeah, that video was really fun. I did with him with the ice machines, and I've come a long way since then with the video and how I can shoot them. So I think it'd be a lot more polished if I was able to do it again with him. Actually, that was the first time I ever tried to use a GoPro. Um, so there was a little bit of a learning curve there and some little rough around the edges on there. But yes, certainly, Eric, that's something I'll continue to do. And if Chris Stevens was asking what I plan to do down the road with videos, my perfect scenario would be getting to a point where I have the ability to step back uh, from 100% of what I do now and get to a point where I can um, do some more traveling and go to other folks like you all around the country that are in all different unique areas of the trade and document you all and kind of be like a really crappy version of Mike Grow for HVAC. Um, wow, we got a big list here: Oklahoma, Austin, Vegas, New York City, Vermont. I used to vacation at Lake Willoughby every year growing up. Jonathan Mans up near I can't remember the actual township that Lake Willoughby's on. That's a big old lake. Some of my fondest memories there. Chicago, Prince George, VA, Cincinnati. You're not far from me, Chase. I'm down in Lexington, Nashville, Riverside, Texas, Ottawa, Montana. Actually, when I used to vacation up there at Willoughby, we had a lot of people from Ottawa that were stay at the campground we were at. Mm, JCI, Indianapolis. Drove through there not too long ago, Cameron. I was at a what was it, Daikin? I had to take a Daikin class in Chicago or just outside of Chicago. It was a small town right there at a supply house. And we drove back. We came through Indy, Houston, Wilmington, right near Zach, Tyler. Um, Matt, we were going over that a little while ago. Beard products. I don't put anything in my beard. Nothing. No oil, no bombs, solves, nothing. Florence was an ass. I'm on live PD right now, guys. Check me out. Oh, let's see. Come to New York. I would love to, man. I love New York. I love the city. I love New York City. Let's see. Augusta, Lexington, Oklahoma. Let's see. Nova Scotia. Wow. Of course, everyone here is in North America. Well, with my luck, last time I came on here, I did 2 random little giveaways. I almost didn't do it, and I was just like, whatever." On my way out on the live stream, like 30 seconds left, I'm like, "I'm gonna give away this Sportland cooler." I asked a question, the guy answers, and then I have him email me his address, and I go to my email a few hours later or the next day, and in the subject line, I see, "Hey, mate, thanks again for the giveaway." And I'm like, "Oh, shit." And I click on it. Sure enough, he's from freaking Sydney, Australia. I appreciate the hell out of you watching, man. But my God, to send such a small thing all the way across the world like that. Um, that's just my luck, but it is on its way, man. I don't know how long it takes to get to Australia, but the packages are addressed and out. So it took me a week later than I had hoped for because I've been working at that hospital. It's 2.5 hours away, and then I've been going to class at night. So I've been having it's been chaotic. Um, let's see. Northeast Kingdom, Jonathan, that's right. I do know that, Mount Pisgah and Mount Hor are the 2 mountains that surround, Willoughby. Beautiful. I've been there in the winter too. I've driven on that lake, actually. You can drive right on it, and they go ice fishing up there. Um, have done nothing but HVAC my entire life, 24/7 for 25 years, and still love the HVAC live and videos. Eh, that's who you are, man. That's who you are. You don't choose it, it chooses you. Um, Jonathan, don't tempt me, man. I don't think my wife would go for it. I would live in a cabin in Vermont in a heartbeat if there was an opportunity. Um, I love it up there. I think it's some of the most beautiful areas in the country there. Uh, Chris Stevens, you're right. I should have just sent him cash. Benny, yes. Let's see. Yes, yeah, ice fishing. Do it. I would too. That's the problem though, Zach. It's us that would do it, but we have that whole significant other part that wouldn't really go for that. Um, who's in Connecticut? Is anybody in the chat from Connecticut that I didn't see? Oscar, I have never been to Florida in my life. I have no desire to ever go to Florida in my life, and that's no offense to you. In fact, my wife has family down there. My wife goes to Florida every year with her siblings, and I politely decline every single year. I'm like, you know what? I'm good because I despise feeling like I'm in a jungle. Okay. I'd rather be, like I said, I'd rather be in Vermont. That's because I'm a winter guy. I'm a fall guy. I loathe the climate that I imagine Florida to be like. So, um, maybe one day, but my God, I could think of 100 places I'd probably voluntarily go first. Too hot and humid. Exactly, man. Tupac's alive and living in Malaysia. I heard that too, man. It was what's his name's son actually said it. Yeah, oh, Suge Knight, Suge Knight's son. Yeah, he went on there and he said that. Um, 12 months of freaking summer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all set, dude. I hate summer. Yeah, which is funny, considering the trade I'm in. But you can't win anyway, right? If you're an HVAC tech, it doesn't matter what season you hate. You're gonna be out in it no matter what. Uh, that's funny, Oscar. Yeah, I love it. I love the winter. You can always layer up. I can't rip my skin off when I'm dying in the heat. So, what's going on, Denver? Good to see you on here. Good to see you on here, man. I saw you get your little TP3B the other day. I think you'll love it. I do. Um, there's a guy, he's actually in the chat, or he was in the chat, and I find it clicked. I finally figured out it's a guy I work with, but I'm giving him my TP3B. He's taking my call. And I said, I'll give you that bag. I'm getting the TP4B. It'll probably be in next week. So I'll switch over into that and give him my TP3. So what's up from Delaware? Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, it's a really good bag, man. I wanted it to be a tiny bit bigger, which is what always ends up happening with me. I just want to be able to squeeze one more thing into it, and that the TP4 is like the perfect additional space. It's still a really small bag, but I'll be able to squeeze the few things that I'm hoping to or wish that I could have gotten into the three. Like the new rigid bottoms. Love it, man. Dude, I mean, what's not to love about that? The bag sits right on top of the unit and it doesn't blow over like I thought it might. And when it does tip over, the tools fit so snug in those slots. They don't fall out like the way I expected. And that's what a big thing that kept me from getting open top bags for so many years was like the idea, like I don't feel like losing everything every time it tips over. So hasn't been the hasn't been the case. Let's see, Michigan. Yeah, I've been to Michigan. I've driven through there. Very nice up there as well. Oh, DRXL. I had the DRXL, Chris. I set it up as an install bag. I don't do a ton of installs, but and I ended up that was my first big giveaway on this channel. I gave that Vito DRXL away, and I filled it to the brim with solder weld product and sent it out to a gentleman out in Pennsylvania. I never heard back from him though. I had hoped he would give me feedback on the bag. You don't see a lot on online about it. I'm one of the, I know I did a review video on it. I don't know if anybody else did. I don't know if the bag sold too much or what. Ever think of being a stationary engineer all the time, all the time. Any day where I'm just sick of the things that you get sick of being a service tech, I always think, man, it'd be nice to be a building operator or something. Um, 50%. I'm not aware of a 50% discount for solder weld. I know there's a 20% if you use AKHVAC, and they have a promo code of their own right now, like some kind of Halloween promo code for 15%. Um, I'm not aware of any half off discount though. Um, let's see. Northern Michigan. I'm gonna link for that bag. Tanner, a link to what bag? The DRXL or the TP3B? Yeah, Chris Stevens. I don't feel bad for you being cold in 68. I lived in San Luis Obispo 5 years ago, and I've been there for 3 years. So I know how it is out there. Beautiful. How you doing, Jeff Kuiper? Good to see you, man. David HVAC, the best promo code is AKHVAC. I don't think there's another promo code close to 20% off. Um, Oscar, I've talked to I don't know, a couple times I think on direct messenger, Instagram, I've talked to Eric M. I don't know him though beyond that. TP3B, I know you can get to it on Vito's site and probably Amazon at this point. Uh, yeah, sorry, David. If it sounded like I said 50, I did not. They have one for 15, mine's for 20, 20. MB2, I used that for 2 or 3 years before I got the TP3B. Love it. Great bag. Um, damn, the DRXL to be your go-to bag. I could never have a bag that big as my everyday. Right now, for my like full size bag, and I haven't done a video on it or anything. I have the OTMC, the open top on the MC platform. I love that bag. Little heavier than my TP, but it's a fantastic bag if you're going to be in a mechanical room or somewhere all day and you want to have a lot more tools on hand. Uh, have I had hoses blow apart? I don't know if I've had a refrigerant hose blow apart, if that's what you meant. I have had my a core tool blow apart, and that happened probably 2 weeks ago. Appion, 1/4 inch, lost the whole charge of the unit. Um, let's see. Okay, yeah, TrueTech. TrueTech Tools has the TP3B and 4B, so definitely go there. Go there, use Shop Talk promo code, get your discount on TrueTech. Vito's not one of the they're not one of the brands that's on the exclusion list for the discounts, as far as I know. I think that's just Testo Fluke and maybe Fleer. So I would definitely get it there and get yourself a discount. They're great. I've got some stuff from TrueTech today, actually. Um, the True Blue was a master kit, and I doubled up on the length of hoses, so I've got about 20 foot of True Blue hoses right now. Let's see, tired of open concept. Well, that's funny, man, Chris. I'm the opposite because I always had the closed bags. I have the Tech LC. I have the Tech MC, MB2. So for me, it's a fresh new thing for me to have an open top bag, and I'm loving it for now at least. So Oscar, yes, we have there's a national contract with the UA for JCI. So if you're a mechanic, you are UA. Veto pouches with the hard bottoms, yes. Um, Jeff, quick products, their repair lug kit, they're about as good as they'll get. I mean, none of them are 100%. There's always going to be some that are so badly damaged or corroded that you can't get a good bite on it with the even with the Allen screw from the side. You know, there's a couple ways they can mount on. But I've had great luck with the quick products one. So you can pick those up at United. Um, uh, quick products, yeah. Denver, I don't have a great recommendation for you. I'm looking to actually pick up my first one. So we don't do a lot of that at my shop. It's something I'd like to start doing. We don't do a ton of boiler work. Um, well, we don't do any residential. So um, you know, if I'm looking at a gas appliance, it's going to be a unit heater, way up in a warehouse, up in the ceiling, suspended, or like a Resner or something like that, or a boiler. We don't do a ton of it though, but I would love to pick one up myself to start adding that to the service we can provide our customers. So, um, but I am looking at that the higher end Testo. Mm, Toured you went to the one in Wichita. See, I've toured the facility in Norman, Oklahoma. So Wichita is where JCI or York make their residential equipment. So, but all the unitary products, the package units, and the commercial equipment, except for chillers, is made in Norman, Oklahoma. And it was a awesome. It was the highlight of that trip. I was there for a class for commissioning, and that was definitely the highlight watching that. They made the heat exchanger. I got to see how they make heat exchangers out of a single tube and how that machine bent it, and very cool stuff. If you guys ever have a chance to go to a manufacturer facility, I'd recommend it. Baccarat, yeah, Baccarat. I'd be willing to try that as well. Again, it's not something I have a ton of experience with. Um, all right, Derek, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. Um, No problem, Denver. 320. Yeah, I think that's probably the one I was looking at. Whatever the higher end one, the one with the color, the 6-line display. Um, yes, David. You're from Norman or Wichita? Um, probably. I always do in the summer. I always probably put a little bit on in the winter and lose it in the summer. It's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of living in service and eating like shit, and it's the nature of being in extreme temperatures and melting away. So, probably have been. 330 as well. Well, Zach, then maybe I'll have to look at that one. I have a problem with tools, guys. I have a tendency to overdo it and try to get the obscenely expensive top of the line. And it's not because I think I'm better than anyone. It's just I have it ingrained in me to try to get the best you can from day one so it'll last forever. I don't think that's the right path for everybody. I would never tell anybody to go into debt or to really strain themselves financially to do that, but I have a tendency to do that. Cincinnati, man, I don't know, dude. So much rain here. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, or the fact that it's still hot as shit during the day. Freaking October. I'm ready for fall. I'm sick. I'm over summer, man. Yeah, I like the H10, Chris. I have one. I have to get it sent away to get rebuilt. There was a day I was on a roof in the beginning of the summer, and I was doing a leak repair, and I got a migraine. I don't know if any of you guys get migraines. I've gotten migraines that are so bad that you end up getting nauseous and puking. Like that's how bad the headache is. You get vertigo and all that. Well, it hit me. And it doesn't happen too often, but it does sometimes. Like to the point where I left everything on the roof and just drove back to the house. And I obviously I called and let them know, but uh Danny, thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome, dude. That'll more than cover it. You're good. You're good. I appreciate that. Um, and enjoy it when it gets down under or under. I don't know how supposed to say it. I'm not going to try to do an Australian accent, but I appreciate the hell out of you watching, man. What was I saying? Oh, I had a migraine, had to leave, had to get off the roof. I was in a puke, and I ended up puking in my hard hat on the drive home. And the only reason I'm saying all this to get to the point that I put all my tools in a bucket and I put them under the coil. It was, it was a V coil there, and I was able to get it in the condenser under the coil because it was supposed to rain that day. What do you know? The one thing I did not see and I left out was the H10 Pro wide open. And I got back the next day and it was topped off with rainwater. So it's probably done. It's probably fried. I am going to send it out. That's too much money to not try to get it fixed at least. But G Martinez, come on, man. Billy's on there already, man. They're already a great duo over there. I'm all for collaboration though, G Martinez. You'll know that soon. Let's see. Do I use fancy screwdrivers? Yeah, I use Weehaw. Well, I mean, that's fancy to me. I have a full set of the Weehaws in my OTMC. In my small bags, I just keep the Klein 11-in-1, but in the OTMC, I keep the fully insulated, the insulated shaft and all that, the orange and yellow ones. But yeah, definitely not saying that's what everyone should do. It's just what I do. I always buy the higher end stuff up front. I'll put that into perspective. I actually am considering finding a way to get the Bacharach. I can't remember the nomenclature of it. It's the leak detector that's 5 times as expensive as the H10. It's insane, and I probably won't be able to do it, but I have ideas like that in my head. Like I would like to have that. I actually would like to have that. So maybe one day. Danny, again, really appreciate the super chat, man. Really cool of you. Puking would make a good video. It would, man. It would. In fact, I probably looked insane because, like I said, I was driving home. I had my hard hat. I puked into it. Probably had puke in my beard, and then I started laughing. So it probably looked insane if anybody was videotaping me, or if anybody was driving in the opposing lane and just saw this guy like laughing like a psychopath, vomit all over the place. So yeah, there's that. Why would you be puking, Zach? You'll be puking in tomorrow's video. Well, guys, make sure you tune into HVAC Shop Talk tomorrow night live to watch Zach Ziota vomit live, because he's pretty much here, I guess, to feel out the crowd, see what they want to see. And as far as he's concerned, y'all have spoken. So, Weehaw tools. You can get them at Granger. Granger has them a lot of times, at least around me. That's where I bought the set I have, and they were actually pretty affordable. They're not crazy expensive. They're very well made though. So just because I say I like to get top of the line tools, it doesn't mean I'm getting always the most expensive. That's not always one and the same. KC Tools, I don't have any experience with them. I know they were sponsors of a couple programs here, but I don't have any personal experience with them. You let me know the remedy, Justin. Let's see. One for the supermarket. Yeah, the one for the supermarket refrigeration, Jonathan. If you're talking about the back rack, detector. I think it was designed for rack systems. Um, Gaming Freak 15, if you're not from the HVAC community, I have an HVAC channel and I do videos for apprentices and guys in the trade and, you know, show days in the life, tool reviews, stuff like that. And once in a while, I just come on here live to shoot the shit with the viewers. And yes, it is a Mighty Dwarf Soldier beard. Um, Mark Baker, I appreciate pushing that. Let's see. Premium brand, Harbor Freight Tools. Negative. Sammy, would you ever consider doing videos about what would make someone want to get into the industry or avoid it? I don't know. I feel like I've beaten that to death in some ways. I feel like I've already done videos that are like I did one that was like 5 things to consider before getting into the HVAC trade. I've done the salary video that talked about all the reasons, it's a viable trade to get into. So if you have specific questions that maybe I haven't hit on in those videos, throw them in the chat here, and maybe it's something I can go back and collect to go over in one of my, these subscriber questions answered videos I'm going to start doing more of. Um, Gaming Freak, is your dad a tech? Is he an HVAC guy? The D-Tech. Yeah, the D-Tech's good too. Um, what you should be just finished school at Triangle Tech, got a job at a place called Climate Tech as a commercial installer. Was wondering what I should be forward to look forward to, and was it the right decision versus servicing? I can't tell you if it was the right decision or not for you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with starting with installs and staying with installs if that's what you enjoy doing. Perfectly honorable and valid career. So, and knowing how to install is only going to help you down the road if you get into service. So, uh, what do I do? Mimi, I don't are you talking to me, Mimi? I'm an HVAC technician. It's weird. I think if you're on for so long in these live streams, or if you hit certain subscriber numbers or like live chat numbers or something, I think the stream spreads beyond your intended audience, and it probably pops up in people's suggested videos because it got weird last time. I don't know if you guys stayed till the end of my last one a week ago, and started getting some really weird stuff coming in. Uh, let's see, is the one upper tech still alive? That video, I mean, the video's still up if that's what you mean. Jeff Kuiper, have a good night, man. Enjoy the kids. Let's see. How can I get my school to offer a NATE program? I don't know, man. I mean, you can reach out to Nate, I guess. We didn't have when I went to school, we went through we had ESCO. We did the ESCO tests and all that. Uh, do I ever do side work? I have. I don't aggressively look for it. I don't have time or care enough to do it a lot. Once in a while I'll help somebody out if it's something, you know, profitable enough for me. It's not an issue. Like, I'm not competing with my employer by doing anything like that. So with the work they do. Um Well, he was a mechanic for 4 years now. He's a pumper, and I'm sure he loves tools. I've seen him spend $1,000 in one go. That's a problem, man. I know where he's coming from. I have an issue with that too, spending too much money on tools. How young is Donna? Donna is 43. She's a cougar. Um, G Martinez, maybe in 48 hours. We'll see. It'll be soon. Um, Personally, I think you need to start and install, then service and sales. I've been working for my dad since 12 and have gone this route to an owner now at 30. Well, congratulations, man. That's commendable. Very cool. I'll rephrase events that make you wish you started sooner and events that make you wish you stayed one of Uncle Sam's misguided children. That's funny. So I'm guessing Sammy's a Marine as well. Um, I, once in a while will something will happen or I'll have a memory or I'll talk to somebody that I served with or something and I'll get that kind of what if I stayed in kind of thing. And because right now, I guess I'd have 5 years left before I could retire. I'd probably be a gunnery sergeant or maybe even a master sergeant at this point, but you can't do that. You can't dwell on the past like that. It doesn't do anything for you. And I wouldn't have the kids I have now. I wouldn't have the wife I have now. I wouldn't have anything I have right now. So, you know, life isn't that's not something I do with my life, or I try not to. But certainly, I'd have no regrets. I'm proud to have done that, and I don't regret getting into the trade afterward. Um, Victor, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the support. Best way to find a reputable company when moving out of state? I guess wait until you can go to the supply houses, ask around, or look for manufacturers in the area if you're trying to work for a commercial type situation. Um, Chris, I appreciate that, man. You have a good night, bud. Take care. Yeah, I wait until my kids went to bed too. They're pretty young, so they're all in bed by 7:30. So enjoy it, man. G Martinez, I love to think that I will. I love to think I will. I've got some more I got to do for myself before I feel prepared for that. Um, but it's something I would like to, you know, I think I love the idea of being in that situation. Um, Tommy, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, once upon a time. I mean, I guess once a Marine, always a Marine, but yeah. Um, I went to boot camp in October 2004. Channel Cat, appreciate that. Uh, is a stationary engineer in HVAC position. Uh, I don't know. Somebody said that earlier in the chat, and I assume they meant like a building operator, like a somebody who works a cooling plant or um, you know, building facility maintenance. Justin, yes, we are BFFs. Um, and I'm pretty positive that you're my beard in the chat, Justin. We all think that in text circles. Um, Jacob, that you can't think like that. That doesn't. A lot of guys think that's what happens. What I can tell you is, as a pipe fitter, maybe I don't really see that being an issue for the service guys. So there's almost year-round work always for the service guys. It's more of the new construction, the pipe fitters and the welders that find themselves, in those situations of being laid off or having to travel to find the work. Um, see, almost 3 years, Justin. Be careful what you. Yeah, Jonathan Mans. If you're talking about starting a business, I hear you. I'm not ignorant or not naive to that, and that's part of why I've not done it yet, because again, I know there's more I need to be prepared for, and it's nothing I would jump into without being financially set up to bridge the gap of those early years. Zach, you talking about me? Uh, I agree, Jacob. Not all locals created equal. Running coyote, no, I don't. I don't do anything to it. It's like the 5th time somebody said something about, like, beard oil and stuff. I put nothing in my beard. There's nothing in there. I, you know, same stuff you wash your body with is what I'll wash my beard with. I don't use any special products. Uh, Ralph is not on my couch anymore. No. He's not home tonight, though. I did text him. I asked if he wanted to be on here tonight with me, but he wasn't home. Um, I hear you, Denver. Uh, Ralph is on an Indian reservation right now trying to cash in his shoes. Tommy, not familiar personally with the iWave purifier. Um, do I work with music? Hell yeah, I do. Yeah. Pandora. Pretty much Pandora's on all day. I have a lot of windshield time too. I cover a pretty gigantic area. So my new van has the auxiliary port so I can plug in and run Pandora off the speakers, and game changer for me. Oh, okay. I still don't understand what's going on with you, Zach and Justin. My wife does, Jacob. My wife's a hairdresser, believe it or not. So she doesn't have to worry about taking care of me on top. Um, well, Mike, if they're sending you on chiller calls, they need to send you to training. Yeah. If they're putting you on call by yourself and they're going to send you to a chiller plant in the middle of the night, that's going to be on them, not on you when something catastrophic happens. Justin Howe, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the support. Vito MC, I'm not crazy about it. I have it. It's in my van right now, but I just kind of put overflow tools into it. I don't didn't love it. I use the OTMC now, which I do love. So what music do I like? Man, mostly rock, metal. A little bit of outlaw country down here in Kentucky too. So, but mostly rock music. Riverside. What's going on, El Mano? Spotify. I know a couple guys that use Spotify. I haven't tried it yet. Tim, just take it a little bit at a time. I would start doing that now. I do that now. I still look at books. Try to commit yourself to a small, regiment of getting through that. What I would be doing is, and I've said this many times, but if you get sent on a call or you install something new that you haven't before, go home and get to a chapter that talks about what you did that day. And since you just did it that day, you're going to retain it a lot better, and a lot more things are going to click than you just, blindly starting from page one and going through, and it's all going to, it's going to be overwhelming. So if you read a couple pages every night that kind of reinforce what you did that day, I can promise you're going to be better for it in about a year. Good night. G Martinez, thanks for stopping in, man. Trevor Dill, what's going on, man? Good to see you. You won before, didn't you? Didn't you win a giveaway before? I'm pretty sure I sent you something. What's going on, Isaiah? Good to see you, man. Yeah, chiller train. That's something that there's not a lot of general chiller training. You pretty much need to go to manufacturer training for that. Um, Denver, yeah, pretty much. Uh, did Henning teach you how to be a wrench BFF? No, I just did it because I assumed he by default was a wrench for everybody. Um, and hey, Isaiah, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing good. Justin Howe, no, I don't think so. I've got both. I've got digitals and I've got analogs. There's a place for all of it. Um, I don't think a digital gauge is a crutch. I don't really. I mean, what could it be a crutch for? Unless you just mean taking away the one step of subtracting for calculating superheater subcooling. Other than that, I don't really see that argument. I don't buy it, I guess is what I'm getting at. So my opinion is in the long run gonna be all that's available at some point. So is there such thing as a master HVAC tech? Well, there is in Kentucky. It's the master if you mean for licensing. If you mean literally, no, not really. Hell yeah, Trevor. No problem at all. Oh, Isaiah, I watched your video, man, and that was great. Keep it up. You're moving right along with subscribers too, dude. So keep it up. Um, yeah, Jacob. I mean, you'll be on call, but yeah, you'll be on call by your third year there and all that. But they're working for a manufacturer, so they have the resources. If they run into issues, they have the direct line. They have a different tech support tier that they can get to that nobody else can get to. So that's a different situation. But if the other guy that was commenting just works for a mechanical contractor that happens to take some chiller work, that's a little bit unfair to throw them by the seat of their pants into a chiller plant on call without any training whatsoever. Oh, so I mean you are a chiller mechanic. So okay, yeah. Do you work for an OEM, Jacob? Oh, okay. I just see your comment now, so I guess not. Um, Nobody answered me before when I asked if anybody here was in Connecticut, so I guess not. I'm going to Connecticut next week. That's why I was asking. Didn't know if maybe anybody was around that we could meet up, hang out, do some the van tour. I'm probably gonna shoot the van tour tomorrow. I have that Transit 250. I've had it for about 3 weeks now. Finally, pretty much have it all dialed in and set up exactly how I want it. So, weather permitting, I'm gonna shoot the video. I don't know if I'll publish it tomorrow, but I will be shooting it and it'll be out in the next few days to kind of show you guys how I laid it out. Maybe you can get some good ideas from it. Um, go from there. Uh, yeah, Trevor, I know. We're going to see family. We got family up there, so I haven't been there, I think, in 3 years. So, Anthony, Middletown. I graduated class of 2004, Middletown High. Let's see here. Hmm, there we go. That'll be cool. Yeah, long time no see. That's right, man. Um, what OEM training have I been to? Tons. I mean, that's one of the great opportunities, you get working for an OEM is the opportunity to travel all over and get to lots of it. Lots of VRF training. There's um, commissioning courses for the new ERV equipment we have, the rooftop equipment we have, the chillers, the centrifugals, the screw machines, the VRF equipment we have, all that. So yeah, Jacob, it is a buttload. It's easily the best perk of being where I'm at. I'd say on average, 4 weeks a year, about 4 weeks a year, all paid and stuff like that. So OTMC, Chris Padone, that's what I'm on right now for stuff like that. If I'm doing a big motor and an air handler or something like that, or compressor change outs, it's gonna be the OTMC. Um, I don't know, Zach. I can't follow what's going on between you. I just keep trying to sort of glance at it, and I know there was something about a wrench, so I gave him one. I'm very liberal with my wrench giving. Um, yes, it is a very lucky opportunity. That's awesome, Cincinnati. That's fun work. It really is. Jason, I went to Dallas, I think 3 times for Gen 1 and Gen 2 of the York Hitachi equipment, service and troubleshooting, install and commissioning, and then I went to York, Pennsylvania as well. So, yeah, yeah, that does suck, Justin, Anna. Um, number one favorite tool, a guy like me, I can't answer that. I got too many. Um, I did get these uh, today, so we'll see how these plan out. Um, you wouldn't hurt a moist cat, would you? What the hell? 11 and 1. Yeah, yeah, I guess that'd be one of them. Honestly, I hate 11 and 1s. I carry it in my small bag, but I don't love it like everyone else does. I like having a dedicated driver. It just, I don't know, weird thing for me. Um, AT&T cell towers work in the middle of the night. That's scary as shit, man. I've been to cell towers before. We do a lot of we take care of a lot of remote sites for internet servers for like the internet provider in Kentucky for rural areas. Hey, you're talk about being isolated in the middle of nowhere. A lot of times we just get grid coordinates. We don't even there's no address. Like you get grid coordinates and you have to go find this thing on a mountain. Um yeah, if I was you, man, I don't know if I'd be into that. Arizona right on the border in the middle of the night, all set. I am all set with that. You're gonna end up getting uh trafficked. You can get sold or something. Um Running coyote, there's too many factors to answer that. You talking about a 2-ton scroll or you talking about a Carlisle? Carry guns? Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Jeez. Um Probably gonna wrap up here in a minute. But like I said, I'll go through it. I'll comb through this chat, and if I missed any great questions, stuff that had potential for a good answer, I'll scoop it up. I'll put it in a video. You guys have a great night. It's Saturday. Go do something that's normal. Stop hanging out here with me. Go watch a movie. Go be with your wife. Be with your husband. Uh, and y'all have a good one. Stay tuned tomorrow night. Get on HVAC Shop Talk. He'll be live tomorrow night. And Monday podcast be back out. He took a little break from the produced podcasts. The live streams were kind of getting right into those slots, but he's gonna be back and better than ever. So make sure you get over there. Oh, okay, Zach. It's not gonna be live tomorrow night, but he will be uploading a video tomorrow. So I know y'all won't have anything to do tomorrow night probably because you got work the next day. So who knows? If I get lucky, I may get a video posted out, published tomorrow too. So guys, it's great talking to you guys, and I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you let me know where you were from. Like I said, that's something that I've been itching to know because I know there's a bunch of you, but I just see these avatars and these little screen names and stuff. It's You guys know a lot more about me than I know about you, so it's nice to get a little info from y'all's end. Appreciate it. Dave HVAC Pro 89. Happy to do it, man. It's been a blast. Um, Yep, yep. Safe trip to Connecticut. Yes, we'll be driving. So, um, let's see. I don't know. I don't know if I may try to go live while I'm up there. If I can find anything that's worth going live for, if I find some cool equipment, maybe somebody will let me look at their chiller or something like that. Maybe I don't really know what's up there. I gotta look around, but I can go live from my phone. So you never know. Maybe I'll get to do that. And in the meantime, you guys will be hearing from me soon. I got some videos coming up, got my van tour, all that stuff. And guys, take care. Have a great night. And we'll see you on the next one.